It starts with
one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you tried. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by.
Drugs and alcohol have affected the lives of many people across Scotland. Since they were founded in the 1980s, Calton Athletic have been battling against the stigmas of drug and alcohol abuse, while at the same time improving the quality of life for thousands of recovering addicts nationwide. Calton Athletic have recently lost their premises. Despite this, Dave Bryce, along with many other tireless volunteers, have continued to motivate, train and advise members of the group on how to stay drug-free. How did you get involved in drugs?
I think I get involved in drugs through ignorance, non-education and probably a bit of peer pressure. When drugs sort of came to the streets of Glasgow, my housing scheme was probably one of them for them to be brought into. And probably a bit inquisitive as well, with growing up and being a teenager and wondering what other people were doing. That's where the peer pressure would probably come in. A couple of mates of mine were smoking on cannabis joints and that. And, I sort of took a few joints with them that just sort of escalated from there. It went from cannabis to chaos, sort of. And it didn't just stay at cannabis, it was cannabis, LSD, speed, alcohol, and then on to heroin. And then from there on in, it was just banal. I heard the Calton Athletic through Davy Bryce's cell, because I'd met Davy when I was in a rehabilitation centre trying to get off drugs. First rehabilitation in Scotland was called Cardross, St Peter's College down at Cardross. And I was a patient down there getting off of drugs, and that's where I met up with Davy. I met Davy through Davy coming down to do a bit of voluntary service down there. And so that was over 20 years ago or something like that. And I left the establishment to go out to the community, try and stay clean and sober, which I couldn't do because there was no other service in the community. And that's when I heard about David started up the football team being Calton Athletic, and I managed to worm my way along and get involved in it. So it was only about 20 years ago I heard about it through David himself.
Has Calton Athletic changed your life?
It's totally changed my life right around. I've done fantastic achievements, you know what I mean, at the club, just through sticking in. It was all set out for me, you know what I mean. We had a programme, we started on our fitness, you know what I mean. We started getting fitter, started getting more confident, starting to talk, starting to get that bit better, you know. And I've ran about 6 half marathons, you know what I mean, through being at the club. Just lately there I passed my theory test first time and my driving test there first time as well. So beyond your wildest dreams, I say, at the club, you know what I mean, and that's what's happened for me. Especially my family, just to see them a bit happier, because I was causing them hell, you know, and just to see them happy today, you know what I mean, is amazing for me.
Has losing your premises affected Calton Athletic?
There's no doubt it has affected us. We've still got an ability to help people. Obviously without resources, we can't help as many people. We lost the resources because we stood up against a principle or a policy that sounded good in theory and didn't work in practice, and we lost our funding through it. What it really has meant is we've had to streamline all our services. We had a service for men and women, and now it's only a service for men. It's no coincidence that the Calton Athletic services are stopped for funding, that the death toll in Glasgow has increased year upon year. When Calton Athletic was getting funding, the death toll decreased year upon year. That's not a coincidence, that's a fact of life, but we need the same kind of help and support that everybody else has had. We've got the main resource, and that's people that can provide the service. And if you've not got that human resource, you've got nothing, because that's the most important thing, the human resource, and that's what we've got in abundance.
Calton Athletic's premises closed 12 months ago. Since then, there there has been a 70% increase in fatal overdoses in Glasgow.
Texture like sun lays me down. With my mind she runs throughout the night. No need to fight, never a frown.